Chapter 1130. Not only him, but the entire Richard family was very excited. Because everyone knows that the Richard family will finally look up this time. Harold smiled and said to Mrs. Richard, "Grandma, now our Richard family is going to develop, and Whale family will give money and projects again, making it clear that we are going to start praising us." While speaking, Harold secretly made plans in his heart. Once upon a time, Harold was also a well-known rich second generation. He lived every day with rich clothes and food, surrounded by countless people and complimented him. But during this time, his life was like hell, and everyone who knew him in Orris Hill knew that he had now become a bereaved dog. Now it was finally time for his Harold to turn over. Olivia also looked forward to saying, "When our family develops, won't it be possible to make more money and live more extravagantly than before?" For such a long time, Olivia's life has been extremely miserable. Not only has her reputation been ruined, but her money has also been lost, and her life has been particularly poor. But now she can resume the extravagant and wasteful life of the past, which makes her extremely excited. Lady Richard was even more excited. She knew that after the money arrived, it would not only solve all the debt crisis of the Richard Group, but also allow the bank to return all the houses and antiques that were sealed up. The news of the resurgence of the Richard Group's investment from the Whale family once again caused quite a stir in Orris Hill. Originally, based on the size of the Richard-style group, it simply couldn't attract so much attention. But this time, it was the Whale family supporting the Richard Group, so the Richard Group received high attention all of a sudden. Although the Whale family is now deeply condemned by public opinion and suffered heavy losses, it is after all a large family of $100 billion. They support the Richard Group. In the eyes of others, the Richard Group has already become a phoenix. So for a time, the Richard Group became a hot company in Orris Hill. Many people specially came to send gifts to the Lady Richard, making the beacon top villa of the Richard family so lively. In one day, Mrs. Richard received countless guests in the beacon top villa, and received a large number of congratulatory gifts from the guests. She was so happy from ear to ear. She knew that this was the benefit of leaning on the tree. Leaning against the big tree, not only can the big tree let yourself be cool, but there will also be a lot of fruit from the big tree falling down and smashing into your arms. At this time, the Richard family card was immersed in the joy of receiving a large number of gifts. Harold, Olivia, and Lucy unwrapped the gifts, and they were almost soft. Alex guessed that the Richard family was in the mood, so he asked Facebook to release the video of the Richard family in the hospital and put it on the front of the screen. And the title of this video is, "The Reason Behind Southern Region Whale Family's Investment in Richard Group is the Noble Morals of Whale Family Moved by Richard Family." Chapter 1130.